Welcome to the Oregon Fly Fishing Blog. We are going to do a series of videos on Euro jigs, a new series of flies from Umpqua Feather Merchants. And they have a series of hooks that they've incorporated in this fly that's made by TMC. They are called a C400 BL. This hook is in the vise. And I have a slotted bead. To make these flies, they use slotted beads so that you can actually bury that bead right up against the eye. And you'll notice that the periphery of the weight here on this sets slightly forward of the bend on the hook and right over the eye so that this will ride upright. Jig will be up, hook will be up, and you'll stick them right in the snoot of the nose most of the time.
And the hook is unbelievably.
The hook is unbelievable.
So
it's got a
strong.
Longer, it's got a little longer point on it. It's strong as it can be, and it's barbless.
Great hook.
Good penetration. So I've got a size 10 here. I've got the slotted bead on here. I'm going to quickly pull out this and put a regular bead on it just to show you why we use the slotted bead. Now this here is another 5/32 bead, and this one does not have the slot. And you'll notice that you have a huge gap that's formed right here because it doesn't seat right. I'm going to go ahead and tie on this just as an example, knowing that you're going to use a slotted hook on this fly, or slotted bead, pardon me, tungsten bead slotted, and we'll go from there. So we've got our hook in our vise, we've got our bead on, we've got some 10-aught Vivus in our bobbin, and we're going to wrap that back to the bend of the hook. And then I'm going to tie in next some copper brown brassy ultra wire. And get that on there. And then next I'm going to tie in some Mylar holographic gold tinsel. Now Vivus has come out with a series of this in a multitude of colors. I'm going to hold these up right here. It comes in coppers and oranges and blues and purples and everything under the sun. So you can adjust this pattern to other colors with different colors of D-rib and different holographic tinsel underneath. Purple looks pretty sweet, I'll have to admit. Next I'm going to take some amber medium D-rib, or half round as Hairline calls theirs.
You're tying this fly in kind of an orangey brown, but it could be done with a lot of variation.
Browns, olives, green caddis. It just happens to be October caddis time, and that's why this fly came into existence. So now I'm going to take my holographic tinsel, wrap this forward. Now you can see already I'm starting to, you can see the size of the gap that's going to be up here near the head since I don't have the slotted bead. Next I'll take the D-rib, start wrapping that around. I want to cover all this gold wire or gold tinsel, and that gives a healthy sheen to this fly. The D-rib, you can pull it as tight as you want if you want it a little flatter, but I like the segmentation of it. I want it to look like a little October caddis worm crawling his way to the bank to start his emergence. So then I'll take my wire and I'm just going to run this right in the groove of that D-rib, and that's just going to give it a little more contrast. And we've discussed already, and there's going to be a video released prior to this video that you'll want to see, and that's on mixing the dubbing. And I'm going to use an OC caddis mix that I made up. Basically it's the base mix that's in the pattern, and you can adjust it to any color that you like. And I've got the squirrel tail in there, and I'm just going to tie this, and this is a pretty coarse dubbing, so I'm just going to dub this on and build a decent little ball, because this is going to get torn up and lay down the side of the fly and take on the appearance of legs or shuck material or any number of things. Now that's a pretty good ball of material. Then I will take a little Velcro tool here, your favorite hair picker of choice, and just kind of brush this forward a little bit and pick it out. back. There's my collar. And I'm going to take a little black hare's ear dubbing. This happens to be some hair charm, which is fine. And I'm going to make my little black ring that you normally see on caddis patterns. This I don't want to pick out.
I mean, you're filling that gap pretty good.
I filled it pretty good, but
doesn't look bad.
You know, it doesn't look horrible, and it fishes. But the slot, it just makes such a cleaner fly. Plus, the edge of this bead is real sharp, and I think the way it's set and angled, if you're not careful, you'll cut that thread when you're tightening your knot down in there. We'll finish with a little bit of glue, and you've got one buggy little October caddis. The thing about these jig flies I want to mention real quickly. You can tie a fly off the bend of the hook, run under your indicator, use this as your delivery system.